Good evening. I'd like to call to order the special call meeting for the Code Enforcement and Nuisance Board, City of Bowling Green, Kentucky, June 23rd, 2015 at 5 p.m., being held at the Warren County Courthouse. Can we call the roll, please?
Dearbone.
Here.
Simpson.
Here.
Wilder.
Here.
Thomas.
Yes.
Deere.
Yes.
Can you swear the officers, please? Swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Approval of minutes, you all have received them. Any changes or additions?
Motion to accept the minutes as is.
Second.
Deere. Simpson.
All in favor?
Dearbone.
Abstain.
Simpson.
We can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. I'm just doing the roll call for the minute. Simpson.
Yes.
Wilder.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Deere.
Yes.
For the staff, do we have any comments or announcements to make? There being none, we'll proceed with the hearing agenda. Code Enforcement Case Number 2015-1057, citation 2015-1405, located at 1640 Curd Drive, the owner, Luis Strazia. Okay. Officer Kevin Turner. We have one moment, please.
I'll talk to him. I'll talk to you
Okay.
guys on his behalf. You want to give us
Yeah,
our rendition
let's hear
first?
your piece
Okay.
first.
Well, basically, the case was picked up on March 31st of this year. Had several violations: peeling paint, support pillars on the front porch were in disrepair, cracks and breaks in the foundation, deteriorated wood on the structure, chimney was in disrepair, and the construction materials and rubbish all around the residence. It's kind of hard to see on the pictures, but essentially, again, it started March 31st. Essentially, through several months of contacts and face-to-face and phone calls, Mr. Straussy has come into compliance at this point. So, the best, it's a really, really old house, and he's done the best he could do with that old house, and I thought he's did a good job. So he's come back in compliance with it at this point.
Okay, Mr. Strozzi? Yes. You swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you.
Like he said, all the things that I've seen that I've been able to do, I've done. I've been prudent 100% the way I see it. So I don't see what else is there to be done. I'm on a set income and I only have a few days because I've got to do weekends in jail also for a problem that I have drinking. But, I've done the best I can. What else is there? Is there anything else that I have to do to it?
Well, we thank you for that.
Thank you also.
I think they've tried to work with you over time, give you some extensions of time
Yes.
to get it done. Do I hear maybe a motion to dismiss the fine and accept the improvements as...
I'll make a motion to uphold the citation and dismiss the fine.
Second.
Dearbone.
Yes.
Did you all hear that?
Simpson.
No, what was the motion? We couldn't hear it.
Randy, say it roll out.
Yeah. I made the motion to uphold the citation but dismiss the fine.
Okay.
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 It's my understanding that this has been completed. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Dearbone.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Wilder.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Deere.
Yes.
You're
Thank you,
finished.
sir.
You're
Thank you.
finished. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Second item, repeat offender, D&L Rentals LLC, located at 416 Warren Way, Category C offense, has outstanding unpaid citations, fines, and/or remedy charges on any of the property owned by the violator, no time limit. All fees have been approved, but my understanding is of now they have not been paid.
Correct.
Okay, do you hear a motion? Do we have anyone here to, oh, excuse me. Please come forward. State your name, please.
Don Minton.
John Minton, you raise your right hand, please. You swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth? So help
I
you
do.
God?
Be honest with you guys, I don't know why I'm here. I thought the last time that we talked about Warren Way that I complied with everything. I talked to Mo, and as far as I know, that she told me over the phone everything was fine last time she inspected it because I done everything that she asked. I know I got a letter in the mail. I was fined first time $150, and then when I got a fine for $300, and that's when I called her because I had complied with everything. And she told me that I had complied with everything over the phone. That she would talk to her supervisor anyway.
Well, basically, the reason why we're here today for this particular case is you have come in compliance with the previous violations. You have done that, and that's been documented. We've been back for the board a couple times previously because of those violations. What hasn't taken place, though, is the fines that were accumulated from those violations.
Can you speak a little louder?
Yes, sir. The fines from those violations haven't been paid. There's 2 fines outstanding right now that haven't been paid. So by our code, 2 unpaid citations are subject to being deemed a repeat offender. So that's the status that we're.
Well, is it the 2 fines? Is it one 150? I know I was fined 150 the first time and 300 the second time, but she said that I was in compliance the second time.
Yes, be in compliance with the violations and paying the fines that were issued are 2 different things. But you're right, it was 156.48 the first time, or one of the times, and then 306.48 one of the other times. So that's the 2. One of them was issued 1/22 of this year, and the second one was issued 3/9/15 as well.
Well, when I was in court or at this meeting last time, I understood that if I corrected the violations, that there wouldn't be a second fine. That was my understanding. I mean, I might have got you all wrong, but I mean, that's the way
Yes.
I took the thing. That,
Well, I mean, I actually don't recall what the date was we actually were here the last time, but I just know that we have 2 citations issued. I think you came after that second one for sure, and that's where we're at. The citations are unpaid is the only reason why we're here tonight.
okay. All right. Well, like I said, I thought I knew I had to pay the first citation, but the second one I thought,
Did you pay the first one?
I haven't yet. No, sir. I don't. I haven't.
So you don't doubt that? It's
I don't
the
doubt
second
that.
one you're-
I don't doubt that I owe
It's the
first one.
$360.
Yeah, it's a $300
citation.
because I come in compliance. Matter of fact, you know, I've got so much going on, I can't remember everything. But I mean, when I talked to you guys last time, I think everything, you know, that I had everything up to code that time. Or maybe it's the first time I talked to y'all, and then the second time I didn't come to the meeting because I had everything up to code. And I talked to Mo about that, and then when I got the letter, y'all had fined me again. But she told me that I'd had everything taken care of. So I know I owe the 1 fine, I'm not disputing that, but the second fine is the one that I thought was taken care of.
I'm a little unsure here. It said the property's brought into compliance on 6/3 of 15, but the second offense was issued 3/9 of 15. Excuse me, 3/6/15, 3/9/6. So it was issued after.
It was during that time, that gap of time, that Mr. Minton appealed one of those citations. That's why the gap between the time it was brought into compliance and the date of the citation. There was a vote before the board on both of these citations, and they were both upheld.
I was just concerned about the discrepancy here on the dates, that you issue a citation on the 9th, but it was brought into compliance according to this on the 6th.
Oh, it was 6.
So it's brought into compliance according to this before the citation was issued.
I don't have that paperwork in front of me, so I couldn't answer your
Um,
question.
Tim, can you get to the case from there?
We can't hear. Yeah.
I was asking if he could get to our case from where he is.
Y'all see what I'm talking about?
Absolutely. If that is a discrepancy, then,
We're,
and all the property is brought into compliance, is that correct at this point?
The property is in compliance.
James, the property, is it in compliance right now?
It is up to compliance. He's got his violations are corrected, and he has the proper permits for the other remaining violations that are still pending.
So the only thing he'd have remaining is that first fine that he hasn't paid. That'd be the only thing that he would be outstanding on.
Both were upheld. I remember they were both upheld.
What were the
Citations
dates,
and
what
the
were the dates
fine.
given to us that we voted?
That's what I was wanting to see if he could get into our case, because that's, all of the information should be in there.
Y'all speak it, please speak into the mic so we can all hear.
All of the information that we are discussing here should be in the case. That's why I was asking Tim if he could pull that up so we can check. You can't get an internet connection.
Well, it's clear to me that there's certainly some misunderstanding on the part of Mr. Minton, and it appears to me that there is some discrepancy in terms of the written materials. In light of that, I would be thinking that perhaps we should go ahead and exercise a fine of $156.48, which he has agreed that he owes, and we'll bypass the remaining fine of $306.48. So my motion would be that we ask Mr. Minton to pay $156.48.
A second?
Is that in the form of motion?
Wilder, Dearbone,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Wilder,
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Deere.
Yes.
I can say that I know that this information was just pulled straight from the cases. It could be possible that they were just typed wrong in the description, and that's what I'm pretty sure of. I'm more than happy to go back and pull the finding of fact for these and bring it back to you all next month.
I don't
Would
think
that
I'm
be-
prepared to revisit it.
My concern is that if things are in compliance at this point in time, I agree with Dr. Wilder. If he's agreed to the 156.48, then we would prefer not to see you back in here, as I'm sure you wouldn't want to be back
Right,
in here.
right, yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Minton, you don't need to see Tabitha about
Okay.
paying that. Thank you. All right, let's move on. The only thing we have left is the consent agenda, and I think, Council, we take that as presented. Do I hear a motion to accept it as presented?
That's appropriate, Mr. Chairman.
I make a motion that we accept the consent agenda as presented.
Second?
Dearbone, Dearbone,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Wilder,
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Deere.
Yes.
A motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Second?
Simpson, Dearbone,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Wilder,
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Deere.
Yes.